of certain issues, the laws are being disrespected. So we have come to test the law again. I came to issue writ on the people that assaulted me. Our rules are very clear. How a lawmaker can be asked outside. So I came to issue a writ. My lawyers in there. We're trying to issue the writ so they can send for them, so they can read our rules. So Jim Kuleden can come and interpret the rules and say what the rule says. Let them show in the rule book what in the rule that say I should be dragged outside.
So
those are assaulted me and not my colleagues.
Who actually you suing? Is it the House of Representatives?
Well, I brought the firearm and he called us officers to court. I came to issue rate on them. I pray that the rate be respected. We come here because we need to read our rules. We need to work. We need to work in our place according to our rules. The Constitution is very clear. The provision of the Constitution that protect me is very clear. The provision of the Constitution that protect us is very clear. So to see somebody assaulting me, I need redress. So I have come to issue rate. My lawyers in there trying to issue that the rate is issued, so we can start to see what to do.
So we say, what do you stand to benefit from this rate you are issuing?
Well, I want our rules to be respected. The public need to know the provision of our rule that say drag the man out, put the man out. As long as the public know the provision of the rule that say drag the man out, put the man out.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, yeah.
To the president's house. What's up?
Who president? Which one?
The current president.
Oh, you know, do to the people here.
The cause, we are meeting.
Who's out there?
Yeah, Ellie.
Well, that's different plan. I'm looking for you for her to conclude
Which one?
That one is on the phone. So, I know that WhatsApp is safe, but tomorrow
Okay, well, I'll leave for you, I will call you.
tomorrow do something happen to that place.
Alright.
And the people, I got my actors with me. We've been rolling around, so I told you were around. Me and Debbie and some other people.
I'll hear to the president, please. I'll leave for you, I will call you.
I told you that, man, I'm president. You probably like to call him prayer too much. Yeah.
You're the title of the game, Man.
I'm waiting for the echo. Yeah.
To ensure the prioritization of stable funding allocations to safeguard the continuity of these vital programs and mitigate any potential negative impacts on the government of Liberia's development agenda. To enhance the Liberian Senate's understanding of the potential implications stemming from the suspension of U.S. foreign assistance, we respectfully recommend that the Committee on Ways, Means, Finance, and the Budget, along with the Committee on Foreign Affairs, consider inviting the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Finance and Development Planning, Health and Social Welfare, Education, and Agriculture to provide a briefing this week. Such a discussion would be invaluable in assessing the socio-economic challenges this policy may pose for Liberia and on identifying strategic avenues through which we can support the executive branch in mitigating any adverse effects.
To make that decision, just to postpone. You want to know what happened in the ministry, don't postpone. Don't postpone.
Okay. Don't postpone. If you want to know what's happening in Liberia, you're from Van Jaman, you're from Maryland, you're from Sino County, from across the 15 counties of Liberia, I'd like to welcome all of you to this edition of the program. This is your favorite late night show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We are live tonight across the Spoon Network. As always, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, and several frequencies across Liberia. We want to welcome the folks online as well on Spoon TV and our YouTube handle, Spoon Talk Live. Thanks to all of you. Welcome. The Late Night Show is where we talk Liberia. We bring you the updates. We bring you critical analysis on those different issues of concerns and provide you the space where you can share your thoughts on the different issues of concerns here every night. Welcome. We are your nighttime companion, making sure that we seal the night with you smoothly. My name is Nelson Colette. I'll bring on the rest of the team shortly. It's going to be a very engaging show tonight. Kindly share the program as you join us. It doesn't matter where you're joining us from. As we take you through another edition of the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to this edition of the program. Yes. Again, please share the program wherever you're joining us from. Kindly share the show in your group chats, in your WhatsApp groups, on your different social media handles. Let's make sure we can have a great conversation tonight, talking Liberia, discussing the issues, and having those different conversations. Yes, I want to welcome all of you tonight. Let me bring the team on. I see everyone is getting set. We want to make the most of the time we have to be here tonight. Our co-moderator, our dear brother, Moba Sokia. You know, two things. When you see Moba come on the show with a red cup in the background and socially attired, you know, there's a different atmosphere for Moba. When you see the man come on with a bottle of water, then the man is going to be in the middle for that day. When he comes on with a mob, a cup of coffee, you know, then you understand where Moba is coming from for the day. But I want to welcome our dear brother. You know, his background, his depth of view is, you know, quite amazing. I don't know if it's the light, it's changing colors and all of that. Moba, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners, and thank you for the time, my brother. And I appreciate your effort and, you know, your energy, brother. You always use. You always on time, you know.
You know, I mean, so I ain't be late.
I know, but you gave me your fault, my man.
Yeah. Interestingly, I almost missed out. Wanted to take a nap, and then the nap took over me almost. You know. I woke up at the time, you know, the Tonto Spoon to get your information. You know, that was the song that woke me up at the time, and I said, oh. But it's a good thing that we're here tonight, Moba, and
yeah, of course.
We can have the different conversations, talk Liberia, and make sure we get everything going on tonight. We're gonna get the rest of the guys coming on. You see our brother Jao Cindy is coming on as well. You know, when you see the man in the maroon, you know, you can know how the atmosphere is going to be. But Mom, Cindy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
It's good to be with you, Nelson, and Nada. How you doing?
Brother, quiet, my man. We can't complain. Thank you for another opportunity.
But Cindy, interestingly, we're not seeing the regular lamb tea tonight. What's going on?
It never misses, my brother.
And somebody commented the other time, the person said your teacup, you know, is
very big.
It's equivalent to half a bucket, you know.
Yes. I'm a big man, so I drink big.
You drink big and eat big.
Don't eat big, but I'm cutting down my meal intake, man. I drink my tea. I don't play with my tea.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, man, Sandy. It's gonna be a great show tonight. Let me bring our brother AB on. AB was the first to log on. He's been trying to make some adjustments from his background. Our brother Muzi Abraham Kamara, USA Unity Party. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend and brother. It's always good to be here. And let me say also to my friend and brother Mabla Zokia and my friend and brother Jala Cindy.
It's good to be here, AB. How you doing?
It's a great thing to be here tonight. With a whole lot happening across Liberia. I want us to do our opening first tonight. Let's just go across the table, do our opening. Then I'll bring the updates and we'll move straight into the conversation. Moba, you want to get started, and then we'll go.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Look, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners on Radio Land, Facebook, YouTube, whatever gadget you are watching us from. So thank you, we appreciate your time. Look, I listened to the few interview they were interviewing Yaka Koluba. I was like, wow. The man who said anything that happened in the house, it leave right there. Like he didn't want carrying people to court now. Watching that, I was like, but Will. So now in the House of Representatives, when things happen among the workers, their colleagues and other stuff, it's still can go to the apart from then, apart from the House of Representatives putting him on sanction by probably holding his salary or other stuff. But according to them, they say anything happen over there, it stay there. Whether you boss your friend about, it stay there. Whether you tell your friend you join us out, it stay there. So I'm just a little bit confused tonight. In talk about carrying the complaint to court. And it just some kind of way. And I'm sitting there thinking that so what all they are saying, what happened in the house should stay there, but now it's coming outside. So it means that I don't know if that certain thing, only corruption can stay there. I don't know. Only bribery can stay there. We don't know. Because what happened that day, we all saw it. And he never recognized the speaker. And they try to put him outside. So it happened among them. So nothing for him to go to court and report. So I'm just a little bit confused. If somebody can explain to me.
No, the lawmaker said their rule, according to their rule, you can be asked to walk out. You can be asked out of session.
But they tell the man to get out and say not going out.
But for him to be putting out of session, that's what he had a problem with.
Let me just do my third.
Mara, you raised a very important point because a lot of people were concerned too. Is it a strange thing for the lawmaker to be putting out of session? That's the first question. Is it a strange thing? Is it new? And we saw that previously under the previous leadership of the 54th legislature. He was pulled out multiple times. We didn't get to see him go to court. Why is he taking this approach this time around? Is it a whole new Yeke Koluba we're seeing? A Yeke Koluba who
Yeke Koluba always better. Nothing about Liberian people he kill yourself or they're always better and stuff. But we'll come to that issue. I mean, that get my 30 second quick and be done. And secondly, Nelson, I don't want to talk about the sanction that Donald Trump talking about putting on UC, right? And I see Liberians celebrating. They're happy. Oh yes, you forgetting to know your country not even. And I understand we independent country, but where we are right now, look, there is no way we can survive without the help of other nations. You understand? So I'm just thinking Liberians crying, Liberians happy, celebrating and things. Liberian crying and Liberian happy. Look, you get people in Liberia who need to go to hospital. No drugs in hospital. Yes, you say help in many directions, but people celebrating it today. to tell you how evil many Liberians are because of political differences. Thank you, Nelson.
Well, thanks a lot, Moba, for your opening. You want to take me, Sandy? Let's hear you. Charles, welcome to the show.
Well, Nelson, I want to start off here tonight by sending a message to young people like myself. And I will hope that we can all capture these messages as we think about the development of our country. We are in a very critical stage, and at this critical moment of our nation, I want to really urge all of the young people, let us be the voices of peace, of wisdom, and of unity. Look, the future of our country depends on all of us, especially we, the young people. To rise above division, we must rise above division, we must reject violence. And we must uphold the values of democracy and dialogues. Our political differences should never lead us to conflict. Instead, we should engage in meaningful discussion. We should hold our leaders accountable, but we must do that with integrity. And let us work towards solution that benefit all Liberians. Let us remember that Liberia is bigger than any individual or any political party. Look, our strength lies in our unity, our resilience, and our shared hope for a better Liberia. My young people, I encourage each of you to use your individual platform, especially your social media, to promote peace and national development. What we have seen in recent times are violence, chaos. Those violence and hatred will only set us back. We don't want to go back to the 15 years of brutal civil crisis. Let's be patient. Let's have dialogue. Let's respect one another. And let us move forward together. Liberia needs us. Liberia needs our generations. And it needs us to choose wisdom, to choose unity over divisions, and to choose progress over chaos. Look, you may think that your little protests you're doing, your social media attack you're doing are going unnoticed, but the war is watching us. And history will remember how we responded in this chaotic moment. Again, let us remember, for our courage, our peace, and our unwavering commitment to prosper Liberia. I look forward to a great show tonight. May God bless us all, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Well, thank you for your opinion. AB, you want to go ahead?
Yeah.
What's in mind? Just your opinion, 1 minute. Again, to our folks joining us, just before you come in, we kindly share the program as you come on tonight. Let's have a great show. I want to appreciate all of you for joining us. Yeah, but go ahead, AB.
Let me first of all say thank you very much for the platform. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to our Honorable President of the Republic of Liberia for seeing the need for him to be able to empower the superintendents of the 15 counties. That indeed is a great job, and we'll look forward for more. And let me be very much thankful here tonight to Honorable Richard Nagbe, the Speaker of the 55th National Legislature, for his speech delivered in North Africa. I mean, this guy is trying to put Liberia on the map. He is trying to make all necessary efforts to see how we as Liberians we can be able to benefit from the various meetings that he continued to have across the globe. And I look forward to a great show here tonight. I mean, I can't wait for me to be able to flex my intellectual muscles on those people who don't understand simple things. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Charles, please go ahead. Let's hear you. What's your opinion quickly?
Yeah, Nelson, thank you again for having me. It is good to be here always. To our many listeners and followers on whatever social media platform, I want to say thank you again for being here. But Nelson, there are a lot of things going on in our country, and at this point, it is not just good for us to come here and just say praise, hallelujah to this government. Indeed, there are a lot of things that is unfolding in our country, a lot of mismanagements of public resources, financial malpractices, the disrespect of the rule of law. There are a lot of things, and we felt that those things was not good in the past government, and that's the reason why we all champion the cause to bring this government to power, to ensure that the Liberian people will benefit. Our health sector will be filled with jobs, will be taking work, will be taken care of. Our educational system, even the school that I graduated from, Goodrich, where the quote-unquote speaker resides, people are staying in that school fighting for armchairs. I serve as a student council president for that school. Today, as we speak, students stay in that school is fighting for armchair. The representative house from the representative house to the school is less than 2 miles. But yet you have people still fighting for armchairs, and then we'll call him speaker, and then we'll call him representative that represent our district. It's quite unfortunate, And so when we come here, we just have to discuss the issue and see the Liberian people side in it instead of looking at parties line or looking at individuals' perspective. And again, I want to say thank you. We are here to sharpen all of the curves that need to be sharpened, and we just going to speak power. We're just going to speak truth of power. That's it. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, Charles. George, welcome to the show. You want to do your opening?
Thank you, Nelson. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, I want to thank you all, for having us here, and those who are listening to whatever means they are. I want to welcome you to this edition. My contention is that situation with Liberia. Today I have one of my friends who I went to the same school. Not Prophet Key now, but another guy.
Your classmate.
Prophet Key, man, I want to tell
Prophet Key myself, we're never in the same class. But this guy and I attended school together.
We investigated the issue. We investigated the issue, and somebody told us that they knew you and Prophet Key. You used to spy from Prophet Key when the both of you were in the same class. They said, Prophet Key, you are very sharp. You are very smart. And you, George, when you and Prophet Key were in the same class,
I was told you in math. They said they are too good in math.
Good in math.
You guys are comedians. So Nelson, my problem here this time is that this friend of mine, he wrote on Facebook. He didn't call me because when I even went to Liberia, I did not have the chance to meet him. He wrote on Facebook that the government is claiming that they increase certain people money, some people's salaries, right? And then he went on to say, and this guy who is involved in healthcare, I think he's a nurse or something around there. And he said they took $20 from his US dollar account, which is because they are paid dual payment, and they changed the Liberian dollar and put it on the Liberian dollar side, and they say they increase the pay. He said this is not just deceitful, but it is also corruption in its own, And I just want the government to come up to tell us exactly how they're increasing people money. Is it increasing the Liberian dollar portion by taking the other one from the US dollar portion, or what they are really doing? So Nelson, there's a lot to to wrap my head around, but I just want to thank you all, and I look forward to a really great show. I'm not going to go with my brother Manzi, who say he coming to stretch it intellectual muscle. I don't have any muscle. in me now to stretch. But I just think that we need to discuss and make Liberia a better place. Thank you.
Thank you. Nelson, are you there? Nelson. But we'll okay, before Nelson come, I want to come in with what you just said, Josh, about the salary, issues. They said some people, but like the way you say that they're taking some of the component of the US dollar, changing it and using it to the liberty components. I don't know how possible that can be, and they're saying that they adding salary or until we can see maybe 2, 3, 4 people coming out saying the same thing, and then we can be able to discuss that. But as much one person and we don't know how true that story is, I don't say you lying. I mean from the person's angle now. And you understand? So because the government said in their letter they said they gave some people $50 raise, some people $25 raise and stuff. All right, go ahead, Nelson.
So guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay. So George is done with this opening, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But what about the salary issue? It's one of the trending news in the country right now. The government of Liberia making a disclosure said that about 28,000 civil servants, let's say health workers, have started to benefit from the salary adjustment. About 28,000 of them. So you're talking about doctors, you're talking about physicians,
teachers,
you're talking about nurses, and all of those different health workers. About 28,000 of them have started to benefit from the government's salary adjustment. Now, this is important because in about this time 6 years ago, there was what you call the harmonization policy. It was rolled out. Yes, you can go into all of the technical details and talk about it was an advice from our international partners and all of that. But that harmonization policy saw a cut in the salaries of a lot of workers across government, especially those making high salaries and stuff like that. Initially, it was said that the people making below 500 were not going to be affected. But as time went by, some of those very people making less than 500 started to complain. But this time around, the Liberian government is saying approximately 28,200 government employees, constituting about 45% of civil servants are now seeing salary increases across the different sectors. But specifically the health sector, you have the folks there are seeing $50 added to their salaries. Teachers, 2,000 teachers with B certificates, C certificates, and all of those different qualifications are seeing $25 to $40 increment in the salaries as per their different levels and all of that. Now, and the Ministry of Finance was saying this or making this the disclosure to say that this is in line with what they said from the very start of the administration, that the budget they operated on in 2024 was the budget that was led back by the previous administration. The budget of former Finance Minister Samuel Twe, the budget they worked on in the past, was what this government operated on. But effective immediately as of 2025, they are now operating on their own budget crafted. And so, as per the promises, those salaries and increments have started to happen. I want us to start the conversation from there. Is this something that's worth celebrating in the first place? Is there any reason why Liberians should be celebrating this particular information. Salary increment, is it something we should be looking at this particular time, or should we be concentrated more on how we can make the different sectors attractive, improved the private sector, so that citizens are not concentrated on government jobs? Is this sustainable when the CDC government tried with the harmonization policy basically to cut down salaries of those working in government, and that policy, was something that, according to the previous administration, was an advice from our partners. Now, this administration raising salaries and stuff like that, is it sustainable in the first place? I want us to start a conversation around here, and we can move to the other aspects and some of the other happenings. Let's take just 1 minute on this one, Mora, and we can go around the table.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Look, I think that is a great news, Nelson, because if you're making $20 and they carry your salary out to another $20 or maybe $10, that's an increment. That's another benefit as well. But my question is, if it is probably that, I don't know how true it is, because how much we all want for civil servant, whosoever working in the government, our salary, the more especially teachers and nurses, doctor, these are areas that those people need for their salary to be increased. So if the government come up with that type of ideas and that type of work on in the budget to increase our salary, I think we should work on it. All depends if it's effective, or it probably start right now, or maybe next month or whatsoever. But as much they come up with it and it happening in nursing, we all need to be happy, because at least they are added something to their money, to what they are making now, and they add something to it. That's a plus for the government. And we know now. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Just conclude.
Yeah, and we know now how the war is turning to Liberia now. Not no uses, no other organization helping the country, and the country now where they are right now. Look, Liberia, I don't know, but it is difficult right now in a type of period to accelerate up, and they're doing it.
Thank you.
Applaud them.
Thank you. I want us to be real quick on this one. Cindy, what do you make of this? The finance minister made this disclosure sometime back in 2024, even before now, that by January. Now, that was when the budget was being worked on, that yes, this is their own budget they're working on. Effectively, as of 2025, civil servants, especially so health workers, will start to see gradual increase beginning 2025 and moving up to the years to come. But with this situation coinciding with everything that's happening with USAID and the global shock it has had on the operation fundings and supports and foreign aid and stuff like that, what do you make of this?
Nelson, well, this is a good news for our frontline workers in the country. I've always argued on this show that the frontline workers deserve better wages. And I think that's the group that is being targeted for salary increase, at this point. And that's a very good thing. Now, moving, for instance, health worker salaries, doctors now will be increased by 225. Additional $225 will be going to doctors, nurses and midwives will be getting additional $50 a month, and other health workers we're talking about $25 to $40 additional. I think that's good. In most society, as prices go up, you also increase the salary, and those are the people at the front. Also, our educators, I'm hearing that 200,000 teachers will be getting some adjustment as well in their salary.
There's 20,000 teachers.
20,000 teachers. And now we're also hearing that security personnel, like the AFL, some of our police officers will be getting $30 to $40 increasement, on their salary. I think one of the things that kind of drew my attention though is that 2.6 million will be going to volunteer healthcare workers, right, at the Ministry of Health. My only argument on that is that I think we should stop using volunteer I mean, that's where usually the misfunding goes, right? People say we have this amount of volunteers, they are not on the payroll, and then government push certain amount of money into that category, and some few people will pocket that money. If we cannot hire those people, don't use them as volunteer, right? Just let's have a workforce that is registered, that is hired, and we know exactly how many people we're supposed to pay monthly. But I welcome this. I mean, who do not want the front line workers to go home with better pay? Again, I always argue, if you pay those people better, at least decent, and they come on time, they are encouraged to produce more. That's the best way we'll get productivity out of them. That's the best way they will be efficient in their work. So again, congratulations to the government for doing this, and I hope it don't stop here. You're seeing the disparity between salaries in our country from the top to the lowest. It need to narrow. We need to narrow that disparity. We need to narrow that gap. Those at the top need to sacrifice. They need to reduce their salary, and the frontline staff that are doing the actual work need to see some increment so that they also can live better life.
Thank you. AB, you want to weigh in your thoughts quickly, and then we move to Charles.
Yeah, Nancy, you know, the increasement of our frontliners' salary, it is not strange to me, because I knew that this government was coming to really rescue our Liberian populations. So it is not news to me. The only thing that I will be celebrating here tonight, or I will be celebrating time to come, if our lawmakers pass it into law that the health workers be making certain amount, and the civil servants increment be it should be put on the book, so that when next government come into power, so they cannot tamper with it. Because we saw Josh Manawia coming into power, where he, Madam Salif, had increased the salary of civil servant to 150, 250. They reduced it to $75. So to me, this is good, but it is not strange to me, because I know Uncle Joe. I know Uncle Joe very well, and I know how best he having Labrador I had. So this is not strange to me.
Thank you. Charles, you want to come in?
Yeah, Nelson. Thank you again for this opportunity. Nelson, this action is welcoming. And again, when we just go back to our Constitution, the first line says, all power is inherent in the people. And so when the people is benefiting at that level, I don't see anyone who will want to come here and say it's something that is bad. Indeed, it is welcoming. We encourage the act, and we want to say thank you to those who behind the scene that putting these things to work. We want to say kudos to them, bravo to them, because it is important for just one group of people or one person will just sit somewhere and just walk away with 75,000. And you know, somebody is telling us about 400+ thousand dollars just to renovate the office, where in the Liberian people is suffering and struggling. You know, so this news is welcoming, and you know, we really do appreciate this news. And I think every well-meaning Liberian will give the president, and you know, thumbs up for this kind of welcoming development. And I don't really have much to say about this, but it is welcoming, and I want to say kudos to the president.
Thank you. Josh, you want to zero in on this?
So Nelson, can you guys hear me? Because I'm sitting outside.
Yeah, Josh, for some reason the
okay, look.
Yeah, so okay, so we're gonna transition. Once we get our brother Josh come in, he will weigh in on the next conversation. Okay, but I see Trocon is joining us. Let's bring him in quickly just before transitioning to the next talking point. Trocon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. If you've been following the conversation, you could weigh in. If not, then we can quickly transition.
Yep. The first thing is, I saw a lot of my comrades misinterpreting the definition and essence of harmonization, and it would be a bad word to say. I would like to school you guys so that we can properly understand what is harmonization. So the essence of the harmonization was to ensure that we have equity in our salary structure in Liberia, which is an international best practice. I think a significant number of us on this line, we live in Western country. And the way in which it works over here is that, for example, if George is a medical doctor, he has 5 years of experience, and I am a medical doctor, and I have probably about 3 years of experience. He's going to be making something within the same salary range as Chokon, but it's going to be slightly higher than what I was making. I want to agree that the CDC didn't fully achieve 100% the true essence of the harmonization, but that is a good practice because it was going to drive equity in our salary structure. So, as a responsible government, we didn't expect to see Joseph Boakai and his guys coming out to give $50 and $100 to people. It doesn't make any economic sense. It doesn't resolve the issue at hand, because the issue at hand was there were some people working in the same position making $150, where another person serving as the same director making $780, which of course it was totally unfair. So let us, for the sake of the argument, let us agree that the CDC didn't fully achieve it. Which comprehensive plan is the Unity Party bringing forth to ensure that we have an equitable salary structure, so that even if there's no Joseph Boakai, there's another president, we can have a structure wherein our people can live with? I think the $50 and $100 is not sustainable, and I think it doesn't provide any solution to the problem at hand. It just shows that the government is not innovative.
So why do you think the $50 and $100 and $40 addition on the salaries is not important? It's not worth it. Why do you think so?
Because there will still be inequality. There will still be some people making more than their friends, and they're doing the same work. They have pretty much the same qualification. We should try to ensure that we have a meritocratic salary structure that will make sure that if Ibrahim is doing the same job that Chokon is doing, we have the same level of experience, regardless of where we are working, we should make pretty much the same amount. And that is the reason why the CDC projected the harmonization policy. So even if we agree that the harmonization policy didn't work in Liberia, we expected to have seen a comprehensive plan from this United Party government that will have ensured that they draft equity in our salary structure in Liberia. And with the $50 and $100, it doesn't provide that solution. It doesn't. And I challenge anyone to come and correct that. It doesn't provide any solution.
Thank you. Let me move on to Josh quickly. Josh, you can take a minute on this one.
Yeah, look, thank you, Nelson. I don't want to sound redundant on this one, but I just want to go in line with what my brother Chokon just narrated. Exactly what I was going to say. Is the mind reader, this guy. So the thing is, Nelson, people are, trying to twist here and there. I don't think this is a good thing to do at this, point in time. I think it's a good thing that our people get increment or better salaries. That's not an issue for me, but I don't think it makes any economic sense with what we are faced with right now. For you to, instead of employing some austerity measures, you're trying to spend more. I think it doesn't make any sense. But look, this is what we got on hand right now. The rescue mission.
But Josh,
can do anything. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, you are aware that the finance minister made this pronouncement far before now. That was sometime last year. Don't you think it would have been a slap in the face of the government had the government not implemented this as per the pronouncement made by the finance minister some months back? What if the government, after everything that was said, have failed to at least add something to the salaries of those people? Don't you think it would have been a failure? It would have been highlighted maybe by you or some other person who disagree with the government as a failure?
Nelson, one of the things that our people say is that small shame is better than big shame, right? So if you increase the salary now and because of some reason the next month you cannot pay that same salary that you increase it to, what becomes of you? Is that the same lie you're lying, right? So one of the things that governments around the world do, or good governments, what they do is that they study the economic situation, right? What are the pros and cons? What are we going to get? What do you know? Where are we moving? What is the volatility in the economic system that will bring our money down? The how they call it, the revenue down, or what can take it up? All these things can be studied. Then they can come to that projection, right? But I don't think this was done, because now, just to prove me right, the USAID just stopped their fundings, right? And most of the money goes into certain places that we need to cover now, right? So that means the government is not far-sighted, because the new Trump was coming, or if there was a possibility that Trump would come and things would change, they did not think about that, and they went ahead making a pronouncement. So they have to live up to it, and that's where it's going to bring big change, because the time will come that they will not be able to pay the salaries.
I want to hold you there, George.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Moba, I see your hand up quickly.
Yeah, just give me 10 seconds. Look, I listened to my brother talking about the normalization, right? People were making $100 and they drop it to $50. And the government come and add $50 to it. Then you sitting on the show talking, say it's not right. First of all, job we are doing it based on experience and job experience. Yeah, job experience and academic, let's say, level. Look, let us be real. If the good thing happen, let us say the truth. We shouldn't come and politicize it. What the government is doing, that's something that the budget, Augustine Quay governor doing his press conference, he emphasized on it. And today he implementing what he said. And the budget, the budget already passed. And in our budget, it's already lined up. How many increasement will go to each individual from each working force or entity. So no way my brother Josh will come here and say, "Thank God the government had to pay." Josh, man.
Thank you. Let me hold you there quickly. Charles, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, my brother Chokon, I love you, brother. I do love you. But you know, when you come with speculations, I will put it that way, you are speculating, and you have a preconceived mind already as it relates to the process this government is on. Yes, the thing you fail to understand. You have all of the technicians, the economic express technicians with you. You came about harmonization process that filled the Liberian people flat to the ground. It didn't result in anything at all. The Liberian people didn't benefited. The economy was still shaking. The economy was rotting. Liberian people were still suffering. And it was based on that fight. We call for alternative. And the alternative is here now. The fact that the alternative is here, that's in 1 second, please. The fact that the alternative is here, yes, you claim that they don't have the strategy put in place. That's your perception. That's your perception. You just perceived that they don't have it. That doesn't mean it's facts. Your perception is not facts. And so this government adding money in our Liberian people pocket is a welcoming news. And there's nobody who will come on this platform or on any social platform to say this identical process is just a waste of time and waste of money. Please don't do that to our Liberian people. Thank you.
AB, yeah, go ahead quickly.
Let me say this. Anything that this government do, the seditions, they will turn it around, they will try to criticize it. So let us just forget about it. What I would do 100 things for the interest of our commoners. What I would do fuel reductions. What I would do price reduction. Stay the sedition and they will stay criticized. So let us just forget about it and just move
on. Sandy, quickly.
Look, what I would encourage all of us Liberians is that let's have some level of positive thinking for our country, no matter which side we find ourselves. You don't have to support the Unity Party necessarily to see good things for your fellow Liberians. This increment is about $16 million. But I want to remind you, though, that last year, the Liberia Revenue Authority saw a significant increase. They exceeded their revenue target of $690 million. They collected $692 million. And they are expecting additional $10 million increment from that as well. can we expect some high projection in our revenue generation? If that continues to happen, why are we not? Why will you think that we can pay this 16 million additional increment that has been added to ordinary Liberian salary? So we can't come in and say because the salary harmonization didn't work on the CDC, then this other increment is not informed by and it's not sustainable. I mean let's test it. It is only good that Liberians get paid decent wages, and I believe that the government is thinking ahead of time. So I'm not going to downplay it for now. I would rather have it go on.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Josh, you want to take a few seconds quickly?
Look, I just want to address the comment my brother Sandy just made. Look, I for one, I'm not here to talk like someone who does not want anything good for Liberia. We have to be pragmatic, and that's what economists do. If you want to come on here and say, oh, let all the nurses make $5,000 each, that your wish. What supposed that idea? I don't know. So we come on here, we are trying to be pragmatic and make sure that people make decisions that would not backfire or that would not take us down. Yesterday, we were talking about reducing salary because of the usage thing, right? Now we come here, we're talking about increasing salary. How does it sound to anyone here? You haven't reduced anyone's salary in the government, even those high earners in the government. And now you are increasing the salary of those people that are way down, that did not have that money. We're talking about reducing yesterday, and you are talking about increasing today. It doesn't make sense to me. So if it makes sense to you, you can go ahead with it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So we have to transition. And it's very important that we take a look. Trokon, you wanted to take a few seconds?
Yeah, I was just trying to tell my brother Charles and Cindy that our criticism is not based on party line. We are mostly concerned about the strategic allocation of financial resources. The Liberian people money should be used in the right direction. So here's the case. And I like that my brother Cindy is a doctoral student, so he should have an advanced level of research skills. When you have a policy that is quote unquote faulty, people expect that you present an alternative policy. So hold the all factor constant that the harmonization was a policy introduced by the CDC. Where is the alternative policy being introduced by the Unity Party? If you want to compare the two, the policy introduced by the Unity Party, is it holistic or is it partial? That is the way in which some people analyze things of this kind. And if you hold that constant, it shows that the Unity Party doesn't have a comprehensive plan to address the salary issue in Liberia. And like George said, it is better we try to research and get critical minds and people with strategic expertise in this area to design a comprehensive plan that will counter that of the harmonization introduced by President George Weah, instead of coming up with a partial plan that doesn't address the issue holistically. In sociology, just to conclude, it says that everyone are equally important and we equally contribute to society. So even those who are sweeping at the ministry, they are as important as our nurses and doctors. So why would you increase the nurses' pay and you leave the sweepers' pay down? So the plan is not holistic, and we need a holistic plan.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a whole lot.
My name was mentioned. My research level was
so we will come back when you're responding to the next conversation. You can, yeah. But this is very important. We had this conversation just the other day when this information came out about the U.S. president's latest decision to put a hold on, USAID activity as far as funding and everything is concerned. And there are different concerns now that are being raised. Other countries are concerned as well, especially third world countries whose policies and programs are heavily dependent on the activities or the programs of the USAID. Now, and there's also this deportation issue that's in the corridor as well. Now, just yesterday, while we were on the show, last evening while we were on the show, the ELW hospital pulled up a statement concerning the whole USAID thing and how it's going to affect the services they render there. Now, this the statement captured the program the hospital runs for those with HIV and all of that. So, as part of what they captured in their statement, they're saying that the data collection and reporting at that particular unit is on hold. Viral load testing has been suspended. Peer counseling follow-ups have stopped. Medication shortages are critical, and all of those different things. The HIV as kits for diagnosis and the bloodstream and all of those things are on a hold. They're running out of supplies. I mean, and we're talking about this just less than 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks after this pronouncement was made. This is the extent to which this issue is affecting all sectors of government. Now, just the other day, the Liberian Senate had this issue on the floor. Senator Amar Kone, Senator Augustine Chia, Senator Darius DeLong, they introduced a communication to the Liberian Senate asking that body to call all the relevant state actors, agriculture, education, finance minister, and all of those people to see how they can find a way around the situation. And today, the government of Liberia put up a statement officially addressing the U.S. president's decision on the USAID and that of the deportation situation. And I want to read this statement just before we go into this conversation, because it's very important for our audience, especially some of those who are yet to read through what the government of Liberia's position is on the deportation and the USAID situation. And sorry that due to some limitations I have here, I'm unable to have this particular statement. I'm unable to put it up as we do here with other documents. It's kind of difficult for me to do that, but I believe a lot of you have seen what the government of Liberia's position is on this particular issue. But I want to read what the government posted. Let me go through this. I'm going to put it in the chat room. I will post it in the chat room as well for in case you haven't seen it. But I just want to quickly read through what the government of Liberia posted. Okay, so I've posted it in the chat room. But let me just read through what it says here. So the government of Liberia's response to the United States government global deportation announcement and suspension of USAID initiatives. The government of Liberia is deeply concerned over the start to crack down and deport illegal aliens and criminals from the United States of America, as well as the suspension of USAID's global activities, including its programs in Liberia, which affects health, agriculture, education, rule of law, among others. On deportation, now this is what the government of Liberia is saying on deportation. Why the government of Liberia has not been officially informed about the mass deportation of Liberians in line with the new immigration policies of the U.S. government, it is aware that 4 deportees whose processing commenced long before the Trump administration pronouncement regarding mass deportation will be arriving this week. Proactively, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has written the U.S. Secretary of State requesting a meeting to dialogue on alternatives to deportation. The government of Liberia is also engaging with the U.S. Congress at state and federal levels to seek alternatives to deportation. The government notes that the Embassy of Liberia near Washington convened a virtual meeting with Liberians in the United States, which was moderated by Liberian ambassador to the U.S., Al-Hassan Content, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That's the Foreign Minister, Sarah Besloyanti. The meeting concluded with more active and coordinated responses through the diplomatic channels on the mass deportation issue. At home, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs remains engaged with the U.S. ambassador accredited near Monrovia, whom the government lauds for his openness in these engagements. And this is very important, this is the last aspect on the deportation issue. An interagency task force has been activated to plan for any possible mass deportation of Liberians. It is chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and includes the Ministries of Finance and Development Planning, Justice, Internal Affairs, and Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. Other agencies on the task force are the Liberia National Police, Liberia Immigration Service, and the Liberia Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement Commission, the LRRC. So that's the government of Liberia's position on the deportation. Now let's come to the USAID thing. It's just 2 paragraphs or 2 or 3 paragraphs. It says, on the suspension of USAID's activities, His Excellency, President Joseph Yuma Baraka Sr. has mandated sector leads in agriculture, education, and rule of law institutions to immediately conduct impact analysis on the loss of fundings from USAID and recommend mitigation plans. In conclusion, President Boakai and the government of Liberia are concerned about the welfare of Liberian citizens, whether at home or abroad, and are doing everything possible to work with the country's traditional partner, the United States, to find a common ground on the deportation issue and the suspension of USAID's activity to Liberia. It is important to note that Liberia has no authority over and above policy decisions of the United States. Liberia can only engage, dialogue, negotiate, and adapt strategies and approaches on these matters in the best interest of Liberian citizens. And this is very important. And I thought to read that entire statement because it is key. For the first time now, I mean, yes, the government, the Liberian Senate has her own engagement and all of those different things that have been happening. But the president, the foreign minister, the government in its entirety. Now you're talking about the judiciary, the executive. I mean, everyone is getting involved with this particular process. On deportation, they said they set up a task force. Now they're engaging with the U.S. Embassy near Monrovia. They set up a team to engage with the U.S. government. They've engaged with how do you call it? The Liberian community, and all of those different efforts are ongoing to ensure that Liberians are not deported. But guys, it's the efforts. All of these efforts that are going on. Does the Liberian government have grip on this particular issue? Now, I like the end of that particular statement when it said the Liberian government does not have total control, but they can only dialogue and try to mitigate or address the situation in the best interest of Liberians. Do we stand a chance here? And that's the biggest concern. Do we stand a chance The president is saying that he's also concerned about the USAID thing, the suspension of USAID activities. Now, they're calling all heads of institutions, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Agriculture, Education, the Justice Minister, and all of those different state actors to look into how they can address this issue, how they can come up with some short-term solution. Why they look forward to what happens in the coming days. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, guys? And I want us to go around the table on this. We're gonna start with Josh, and then next we'll take our brother AB, and we make a round on this one. Josh, let's hear your take.
So Nelson, the thing is simple, and that part of the statement you just read at the end, where the government admitted that they have no control whatsoever, and trust me, they don't. They if they cannot influence it in any way possible, because this is a policy that the president has come up with. This is it's not like Joe Walker, who said, when I come, I will seize job. We have 42 condominiums, and the condominiums are still there. He's not a president who said, when I come, no car will get stuck, and cars are all stuck in roads and walkways. He's a president that said, I'm going to do this, and that's what he's doing. So even it happened recently, another country that, I know, Venezuela or some other country in South America. Mexico or South America, one of the countries, they said they were not going to accept, their deportees.
That's Colombia.
Trump was strong. Yeah, Colombia, good. Trump was strong on it. He said, if you don't accept them, then of course we are in war. You know what I mean? War, I'm not talking about the one that contains the calabash. No. It was how they call it, a trade war and other things that were announced in sanctions and other things, So we cannot influence these things anyway. We just need to prepare ourselves to receive our brothers that are coming. And I want to make that very clear. These people are not coming because America hate them or because America don't want them there. It's because they don't have papers to be there. You have to be documented to be in America. That is when you commit crime, they know where you are, they know where you live, they know who you are, and your name, everything is in the database. It's not there.
Still on the deportation issue, we're going to go to the USAID thing where the president made his position on it. But still on this deportation issue, the government is saying that they're setting up a task force, to engage. The foreign minister is on this task force. The justice minister is on this task force. All of those individuals, they're engaging with the U.S. embassy near Monrovia. They're engaging with Washington as well to make sure that, this issue can be resolved in the best interest of the Liberian.
So Nelson, what I want to say to that is
the initiative that's been driven by this government. Is it a laudable one? Is it something we should be commending our government for and looking forward to seeing how this entire process played out?
Nelson, I don't want to denigrate the idea of trying to engage with the Americans. I think it's okay, but it's like when the guy says she now want you to say I'll go to her parents. You know what I mean? That's how it looks like. So
maybe her parents have influence.
Yeah, maybe your parents will have influence, but usually it doesn't work. Relationship that don't last. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. So I don't think I think that what the president should be doing now is that he got involved, the Triple RC, all these people, immigration, everybody come together and say, look, how are we receiving the people? Are those who are serving term, who maybe they put in jail for 5 years, when they come here, should we still put in jail or more lead them to go? You know what I mean? All those things, they have to be arranging those things. I don't think they can stop it to say, don't send them and they keep them there. Trump is not going to agree. And then I want to move away from that because it's not going to be working. It's not going to make any sense.
Thanks a lot.
So let me just deal with the USAID thing. Yeah.
USAID thing. Yeah. The president was strong on this one.
Yes, I have been reading, on this thing. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts as well concerning, why, President Trump has, made a decision. And what I've been reading and from most Americans is that these people were involved in a lot of projects that didn't make sense, that were not fundamental to the beliefs of the American people or in their interest. How will you form people, gay right in maybe places like Iraq? You know what I mean? I don't know. They were doing all these things. So the man does not want that. In his own country, he want to tell you that as a man who turned to a woman, you cannot go in women's sports. Then you must be funding people in other countries to do that. He's not going to agree. So it's something that he wants to stop. I'm very sure that You said programs will come up after the 90 days, but they will stream them down. They will make sure that they'll get straight jackets on. That certain things they cannot do and certain things they can go to do. And so that's the hope we hold up to. But there's no guarantee that all the programs that were being funded in Liberia will still be funded. For the HIV and thing, I think it's a good program. And that's what I was saying from the beginning. Our nurses are crying in the hospital that they will not be able to provide these services. You know that other people are going to lose their job because the services will not be provided. You know that? And then you're increasing other people pay. You said, oh, how much asking to pay to make sure you maintain the people that are there and make sure that everybody got a piece of job to do and make some money. So the thing is, Liberia is at a disadvantage. We cannot independently do anything about these things. It's just like prepare ourselves for the turbulence that we're about to jump into, and it will be a roller coaster ride. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe you want to come in, and then we'll take our brother Charles.
Nelson, look, this is America. Our president, he make it strict before the campaign that people will be deported. The American people saw it. When they voted for him. Now the man implementing his policy. Then I hear people then crying, oh, the man coming deport out.
But what do you make of the position of the Liberian government? The Liberian government has come up with an official statement on this one, on deportation, firstly.
I come into that. But let us be able to look at who are those guys that are deporting. Those are the questions that we may be able to ask. When you are living in the United States and you are committed crime, and you are put on the deportation list, that means you were given a time in court, and you went to court, and the court said to you that you need to go back. Then those are the guys that Trump is deporting. Secondly, Trump is deporting people that came illegally. I hear people saying that our brothers and sisters then who came illegally and through the Mexican border, and those are no, because they need to be given their time in court. All of these people, they have given work permit to. They have given them 5 years work permit. Those people,
just try to wrap up on the
those people, they are not in Trump line.
But do you think this task force that has been set up by the Liberian government to address this issue, do you really think this task force is going to achieve her objective, especially trying to address this issue with deportation? They don't want Liberians to be deported. You think this is going to work?
No. The task force, the main aim and objective is not for Liberians to not be deported. The main reason why they set up that task force for, so that they can have grip on the people if they are deported any Liberians, so the task force can be in a full glare information, so they can have the data, the necessary data information on those guys that they are deporting. Now, there are ways to be able to do that by going to the embassy, by consulting the foreign diplomat. That's the reason you having the justice minister.
On this deportation issue, if you go back to the statement from the government of Liberia, the second paragraph on deportation says, proactively, the Minister of Foreign Affairs has written the U.S. Secretary of State requesting a meeting to dialogue on alternatives to deportation. So what this means is that they don't want Liberians to be deported. All right. So, okay, if we can deport our people, what are the alternatives? What else can we do aside from deportation? This is objective of all of the different things, the task force, the engagements, the meeting will. I mean, this is just the objective of everything.
Let us make it clear: all those that have been beyond bars, all those that committed crime, Trump say you will go, and you will go. So that
so you know, the task force is not going to do anything. Negotiation with that.
No. The task force can be able to negotiate, to be able to that negotiation. And that negotiation, so
do
that
you think the negotiation will work? Do you think this negotiation will work?
The negotiation will work in so many ways.
How?
Take for example, if they are deported Liberian back, and the tax force can be able to say, okay, this Liberian, let us be able to have that data information, the crime they committed.
Okay.
Let us be able to know how long they have been in prison for. Whether we can be able to free them upon them arriving into our country. Nobody want a rapist around your homes. No, nobody want that.
You know, I'm trying to create the mental picture of somebody leaving a U.S. jail to a Liberian South Beach, or taking you to Plibo, taking you to Beleyara. You know, the whole transition.
No, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Trust me, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Okay, let me hold you there. Let's take charge, and then we're gonna take Cindy next.
Nelson, I will start by saying, indeed, it is something that personally, there are some people that is on the list to be deported that I feel, in my opinion, I just feel that it is sad for them. And, you know, again, there are processes that this government follow to get people on that listing to be deported. Some people committed crimes in this country. There was in a court process. Some of them were in jail. There are some people came here illegally. That don't have paper, that don't have documents to be in the U.S., but they didn't commit any crime. They were peaceful, law-abiding citizens. Some of them were in homes throughout till this government came to power. The government came to power, and all of a sudden they get them to get on the list to be deported. My frustration is that those kind of people, some of them spend years here. You know what I mean? Some of them spend years here. Like the same thing we're talking about Ghana. Our people that were in Ghana, they live in Ghana. Some of them established in Ghana, and because they didn't have paper, the whole thing about repatriation came about, and they have to demolish the place in Ghana, and they have to bring them back to Liberia. Almost like the same process. Some of these people already started to develop family here. Some of them, you know, started to get one or two things going on. Yes, they don't have documents to stay in the U.S. And, you know, and that's the frustration that's the frustrating part for me. But again, the government, I want to say the government is on the right path. The letter to negotiate, the negotiation part of it, indeed, it is welcoming, but again, it's not guaranteed. Like they said in the letter, at the bottom part of that letter, it is not guaranteed that the U.S. government is unamended to accept their request. And so with that, I think the task force was established for two reasons. One, to negotiate. That's the primary goal of the task force, to negotiate with the U.S. government. The next is to be able, if they reject their suggestion or they reject their request, to be able to accept our people back home. I think that's the purpose of the task force. And so with that, I just feel that pity. I feel sorry for some of our brothers and sisters that, and you know, they didn't commit any crime. For those that committed crime, my man, it's equally important. It's equally necessary that yes, you committed crime in these people country. Moreover, you don't have a paper, and then you come and commit crime again, my man. Yes, you deserve to be deported. You deserve it. You know what I mean? So it's just it's just frustrating for those who at least peaceful. Yeah, though they don't have paper, but some of them have already started doing stuff. But to the USAFE issue, I have a little different kind of view. Yes, I want to today agree with my brother George on some of those things that he said as it relates to the USAFE issue. But one thing that I also want to add to George is that this government cannot be mismanaging public funds. One person walking away with 70-something thousand to just buy a car. Internal affairs, one person 400 and some more thousand to just renovate office. You get the issue about the central bank governor removal. You paying that man for 3 years just sitting home while you already paying somebody who is doing a job. Those wasteful money and things that people are hearing it. They are hearing those things. They're not just sitting to say, okay, they feel that, okay, yeah, this country have money. If they can be wasting money all around a place like this, what they need of us helping them? There's no need. So to just add to my brother Josh, what he said, those are things too that they look at in the country that's going on, that they feel that I think we need to save our money and use it for something else than to be given to the people who just wasting money all around the place. And I think, like he said, yes, they might come back, but it will have to go through some process, some screening, some other thing they will tell them not to do, and that's how I feel about this.
Cindy, you want to come in? Then we'll take Trocon, and Mobile will be next.
Nelson, thank you. Look, Abraham is ill-informed on this deportation thing, and I will hope to help him understand how it works. To come here and say everyone on the list are criminals, that's unfair.
No, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said.
You have your time here. They need to run. Let me have my time.
AB, you're going to get 30 seconds after Cindy in case there's any clarity you need to provide.
That's very unfair. Okay? There are several of our people on that list that are not criminals. The list came out, say there are 1,563 Liberians that are on the list to be deported. Most of whom came here fighting to get legal status and are in the process of getting legal status, but we all know how complicated it can be in this country. Some may be having some legal issues or criminal records. I can't speak to anybody on that list, criminal records, because I don't have it on hand. So I can't even accuse any of them of having criminal records, because the list that came up did not say this individual have this records or not have this records. It only gave us names of 1,563 Liberians that are on the list to be deported. So no, they are not all criminals. And yes, Abraham, the government can do something about it. This bilateral negotiation can happen. It can happen to stop the deportation, to an extent. The Liberian government can engage with the U.S. government, and they have already started. Nelson, you said. What they can do is that they can ask for extensions for immigration protections. That's one of the things they can ask for. Liberia could push for an extension, for example, for those that are on the DED, the Deferred Enforced Departure, they can ask for extension. Okay? It was allowed for Liberians in the past. It was allowed for Liberians. In fact, we Liberians did a march in Minnesota, in Washington, D.C. And the government, the U.S. government, allowed our fellow Liberians to stay here longer, give them work permits, and to seek legal documentation to stay in this country. There are Liberians also that are on the TPS. We could negotiate that again, the temporary protected status. We could negotiate that again. Our government could do that. Again, we have done that in the past. So not what the government is doing, Nelson, is the right step. Other governments are doing it as well. Other countries are doing it. Mexico had a talk with President Trump already on this. Other countries are calling President Trump and said, look, there are reasons why we think sending these people back that are not criminals will affect us as a nation. We have a global world. World. We live in a global world. That means we are all one. What affects Liberia could subsequently affect the U.S. Liberia could argue economic reasons. Liberia is still struggling to keep up with the population we have on ground. So Liberia could argue that mass deportation will overwhelm the country that is already struggling economically, that they won't be able to provide some social services for them. We can argue that. So I think the government step is in the right place. Now, I want to agree with Josh. I want to agree with Charles on this usage thing. Now, since you have a little child living with you, because a little Pekin depend on you that anytime you come home, you will bring him cookies, you will bring him candy. You give him candy, instead of managing the candy, he's spoiling it. In fact, the Pekin is in your house, but he's getting fatter than you. The Pekin is enjoying than you.
Come on, man. Let it begin get fat. Let it begin get fat.
The Pekin is enjoying than you.
No, that's a big problem.
It's eating more than you. Now, see, no, this is a serious thing. LTA, people director making 15,000 plus. We saw the Nick take 50,000. Generators are getting paid 3,000. Government officials on the top, millions of dollars allocated for speakers. We're talking about 5 million or 5 or 15 million today for speaker. The president is flying private plane everywhere to Lofa, to other counties, other countries. Our representatives and senators are making huge amount of money. Do you think the Americans are stupid? They sit right there with you in Morovia, they're watching you, they're listening to Spoon, they're seeing it. President Trump said, look, I am working on America's interest. America first. We are wasting money. President Trump is not only targeting USAID. World Health Organization, America withdrew. America is saying, even the League of Nations, I mean, they are part of some organization, the world superpowers, they have withdrew majority of their sponsorship in the organization. Americans say they are wasting money on people who don't deserve it. I don't feel pity for Liberia when it comes to this USAID thing. I don't. I'm sorry. I love my country, Liberia, but I don't feel pity. If your leaders, if your representatives and senators are making more than what the U.S. is paying for senators and representatives, I don't feel sorry for you. You buy $45,000 car. So, well, that's somebody else's money you were depending on doing all those nonsense? Somebody else's money? Is this not the same government that told us just a few weeks ago, during the president's State of the Nation address, that every major hospitals in our countries are equipped with medical supplies? Is this not the same government? Oh no, so you said pull out for a few days, now we don't have it anymore? We got to be serious. If you can't manage what you have within,
20 seconds,
they always want to depend on foreign aid, grant, loans, foreign aid. But then when we get it, we mismanage it. We put it in the pockets of few individuals. It don't even benefit the country. Majority of the people are dying, starving. Then when Americans say, we're not giving you money for 90 days, you start to cry around here. We got to be serious.
Thanks a lot, Cindy. Trokon, you want to come in? I see Moba is out. But go ahead, Trokon. Let's hear your take on this issue. The government of Liberia's position on the mass deportation and the usage thing.
Yeah, firstly, I'm in sympathy with those who might be deported. Regardless of the situation, I think they deserve access to some of the services and quality of life that we enjoy in the United States. And I'm hoping and praying that all of the negotiation will lead to some positive feedback that will lead to them remaining in the United States. But on the other hand, let us be honest. Why is it that we cannot develop our country in a way such that we will be happy to go back home and live there? Why should we be negotiating with other countries for our people to remain there? And that falls under the strategic allocation of our financial resources. I think Liberia is not a rich country. We are not rich like that. But I think if we strategically manage our resources in Liberia, we can develop a country that all of us on this platform will feel comfortable to take our kids back home, to attend school, to go to hospitals and what have you. And that is what I envisage for Liberia. I don't think it is a good thing that we come here after gaining all of the technical expertise for us to remain here forever. Like me, after my graduation, I'm going to pack my one suitcase because I'm not a flamboyant person and go back to Liberia to see how best I can contribute. And I think that should be the mindset of every Liberian. We should be able to work together in ensuring that we develop and build a country that we will be happy to live in. And I think that is a part of the responsibility of this government and any other government that will come after Joseph Boakai and the United Party. We should develop our country so that we cannot continue to be beggars forever. At this point, whether you like it or not, Liberia is a beggar nation. We cannot survive on our own. We cannot feed ourselves. We cannot even produce paper for ourselves. And we consume paper. We cannot even produce rice for ourselves. Why can't we try to be self-reliant? Why can't we try to develop a short and long-term plan? Maybe the short-term plan will be relying on the people while we're trying to strengthen our internal system to be able to rely on ourselves after 2-3 years. And talking about agriculture, our president has his expertise in agriculture. I really thought by now we are seeing a plan, and I'm hoping that the government should be thinking in that direction, because at the end of this term, since the president have expertise in agriculture, it is our hope that we should be sustainable when it comes to we should have some level of food security in our country and be able to supply ourselves with some of the things. We cannot be going to Guinea for peppers. So, like I said, I think what the government can do right now, the government doesn't have a loud voice, regardless of where part of the angle you sit. The government at this point can only demonstrate. They can demonstrate through plead. They got to get on their knees and beg the American people. That is all they can do. We cannot make any loud voice. We cannot speak in a loud tone. So we have to keep begging. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully it works for our people, because I think our people deserve better. It is not my prayer. It is not my hope for our people to go back home and suffer without electricity, without water, with mosquitoes all over, with the level of sunburn in Liberia. I think we should try to strengthen our system. This should be a wake-up call for all of us, regardless of our political background. And this is going to be a message for me personally that I'm going to take to my political institution, the CDC, that we should not just think about today. There's something in business called marketing myopia, wherein if you have your business and you have some customers coming in, you just feel contempt and feel like you're sitting on top of your competition, and you're not thinking about how to develop your institution in your way such that 3, 4, 5 years from now you can still remain competitive. And I think that is the situation of Liberia. We are too short-sighted in our thinking. We should try to start thinking beyond our current capacity. And America is not any extra from us. Like every one of us here, we've been attending schools in America. The guys who we sat in class with, they are not any extra brilliant. Some of us will have even dosed them in class. And they are the same people who are developing our country. So why can't we go back and do the same thing? We cannot keep begging America forever. We should think about strengthening our system so that we can be able to compete with other nations in the competitive nation. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Moba, you want to?
Let me weigh my thought. Look, actually, for the deportation issue, Nelson, look, people came here. Some people came here on visiting, and some people use Mexico border. It's a lot. But end of the day, we all praying that the government should listen to our government to have pity on our people, because we all understand. And I see people celebrating. Look, Nelson, Liberians, we are some kind of people, I would say this, because they always happy when bad things happen to their friends. When I open Facebook the first time, I see people celebrating. I see people jubilating for their people to go back home, because they ask their people for $50. People, how your people will give you $50 if they're working? They're fighting for that document. And then you celebrating because you wanted to go back. That's you see how some Liberians, we are wicked on each other. And I think we need to desist from that type of behavior. We are praying so our government can work along with this government so that our people can stay. It's our prayer. Other people going. Mexico, they're carrying there. Venezuela, all the people, all the country, the people going. But now let's go back. Let's go back to the usage issue. Look, for me, I know usage will come back, but one of the things I was one of the programs I was get with the whole usage something. You know, they were using the thing to tell certain country to do certain things before sponsorship will come. And I think on our basis it was wrong. Most president was trying to emphasize on that whole gay and lesbian issue. He emphasized on it. Some country they force you. If you don't do it, like my brother George said, it was true. That's not lie. When you read, I was going to the whole store. Some of the things were listed. Some of the country, certain organization, if you're not part of that identical gay and lesbian issue, they don't sponsor. They tell you you must agree to it first before you get sponsored, and that is wrong. That is me. I pray that usage should open and help our people for my own side. Because look, next thing we got hospital. We got hospital in our country that lot of NGO helping. We got clinics. We got different agriculture. We got roads. All different, and we get it's not only what they're doing, but the employment rate. Next thing, let us talk about the employment rate. We shouldn't just come here. Let me conclude next thing. I haven't finished talking for long, but let me just conclude in 30 seconds. The employment rate, right? The employment rate. People, look, it's just bad for me. I agree with brother Sandy, but only one I will not agree with that usage. That would be the government aspect, right? But let's look at the employment rate. How many Liberians were employed? How many Liberians? Go do your calculation. NGO is one of the highest employer in the country. So we shouldn't come here and say we shouldn't we'll be happy for users to back up. No. I think
Sandy said he loves his country, but all this when he doesn't feel sorry for his country.
But you're feeling listen, you're not feeling sorry for the government. You're feeling sorry for the ordinary people who working in an entity, who providing services to other people and getting paid to use it. That's why we are talking about job creation. And now I was there looking at the news not too long. All the people now, the expatriates sending other countries to work. Now they complaining because now money not going. How they will get paid? How they will be able to feed their family? They gotta come back. So when I even get, so that we just take it out with Sandy. We shouldn't just take it on the one side because we feel our government is one of the most corrupt government in Africa. Yes, we agree. Representative center getting more money. We agree. But let's look at the ordinary people who working in the identical department and making ends meet for themselves. So I pray that use them open, but after the 90 days, there'll be a structure that will be put into place, like my brother John said, 100%. And I think half of the thing that they will call it, and it will go along with the Trump administration, how he wanted to be. But I think they will not just dissolve it like that. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot more about there's a whole lot, just a whole lot to address here tonight, but we don't have the luxury of time, and I think we have to go to the phone line.
I think you said that you were going to give me 30 seconds for me to be able to respond to my friend and brother Sandy.
Okay, take your 30 seconds, AB.
My brother Sandy, I did not say all Liberians were criminals. The Liberians that are on the deportation list, they did not just get on a deportation list yesterday. They get on a deportation list. Those guys were given their times in court. They having something in the U.S. immigration process that they call the removal proceeding. Those guys went to immigration court, and the court decided to give them their removal proceeding, and it was able to give them date. That so and so date that you need to vacate from the U.S. If you remain here, you are doing it at the detriment of yourself. So I did not say that every Liberian, there were some of them who are involved into criminal cases. You does not know. But for the fact that our government is negotiating, that is good. That is good.
Thank you, Abby. So there's a whole lot. We have limited time. But I wanted to put this up Okay, but hopefully we can have these conversations tomorrow because time is not much on our side. Let's go to the phone lines and take few calls, and then we can come back to do our closing. 0555-101075. I will put the WhatsApp up in case you want to make a point via WhatsApp. You can call the number strolling there, and you'll be live on the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. I want to welcome everyone tonight. Thanks for joining us. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, sir.
Internal issues. I've been listening to you guys for long, but I want to turn to Liberia electricity and the Liberian people. Our debt wasn't built for over 1 million and some people that living in Maserati. It was just built for 600,000 or 700,000 people that was living in Monrovia.
You mean the electricity, the dam?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're actually having a whole different conversation not related to the LEC thing. So we would really appreciate if you were to, make your contribution in line with the conversation tonight.
And the second contribution I wanted to make here is that I wanted to mention in my own way.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I don't know what really happening. The understanding of we Liberians is different. I only believe in policy making or party relationship. I really don't know, Nelson. This thing that Trump is doing, he's doing it to everybody, not only Liberia alone. Across the river, Mexico, across the river, Canada, all of the countries that are surrounding in the northern part of America is being affected greatly. Other countries in Africa being affected greatly. This is a sign for the African leaders. I'm not only speaking on Liberia. This is the sign of the African leader for them to unite and come up with one understanding. What can we do for our country or our continent? Africans depend solely on the West. Some African, not all African. Look at Ghana. Ghana took American service people, the army from there, and they said they should come home. Why? It is because the Ghanaians have developed their country. They can't depend on anybody anymore. Therefore, Africans should come together and Liberians should have that set mind that one day we will be out of America. Thank you very much, Nelson.
Thank you for your input tonight. Let's go to the phone line, take more calls. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
How you doing? This is Patrick here, and I call you from
Duazon. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
The topic on the discussion, the next thing I think David yesterday, I think one other guy called and said, just stop disturbing us and, want to sleep and what have you. Some of your panelists can, talk so criminal. The first panelist that ever talked, or tonight, I don't know him by name, but he was the first person that, presented. He is saying because of the usual issues, some Liberians giving their opinion only. He said they are happy about it, so they are evil. You don't use those type of words on your citizen or even on your fellow friend. Because government come and government go. People were around here when the COVID issue came. People when Joria was giving excuses, on COVID, it had great impact negatively on our economy. They say, oh, you lie. Why international community got to do it, with their economy? And they know greatly, deep down in their heart, that we can do without the international community. You know how many bridges you say have built in the country? You go to both of the bridges, the local bridges, you see. So the 800 million budget now that they are set. So that they were just depending only on usage, or they were depending on E.
Thank you. Let me hold you there.
Thank you for the show, man.
Thank you. Hello. You want to reduce the volume of a radio. You can't be listening to the radio and at the same time listening to yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, you are live. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm Harrison Fayemo calling from Tottenham, Bombay County.
From Bombay County, go ahead. Let's
Yeah, with regard to the issue of quotation, as you mentioned, the question, sir, they have done their best. All the plan they have put into place for negotiation, well, it's not bad. But on the side of the user, like somebody instituted one of the panelists rightly said, and as highly supporting this, you know, you cannot be having your child living with you and you sponsoring the child, you give them $25 to go and buy shoe, then they take it to go buy slipper. And when you leave who is supposed to eat, you take it, he lavish it. In Liberia here, like I was telling some of my friends last week, I said the people would need to stand against in this country. Is number one, I always speak against our constitution. We need to amend our constitution. We sit down here, our make us take flamboyant salary. Then what do we expect? Look at them, they were striking for cars. We started the war, you see senators and representatives striking for cars. So when they now get a car, they can go to work. Is the government responsible to give them car?
Thank you.
But it's all without on that. Besides that, in our country, our resources, we have enough resources here. See here in on this side, Cape Mount, the King George, and that is taken from there. Our government is not benefiting, and we sit looking at it going. So these things, and the American government got people here, they're taking statistics. So we need to really work on our own economy and our own ideas so that these salaries of flamboyant salary of these people can be reduced. This will help our other people through the other sectors to develop.
Thanks a lot. Hello, you are live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, hello, Nancy.
Yes, sir. It's good to have you on.
All right, this is Francis Dunno calling from North Dakota. I want to say thanks to everybody on this on the panel. I just want to throw my little 2 cents regarding the topic on the discussion USAID, if I'm right.
Yeah. The government's position on the USAID and the deportation, and we also discussed the salary step up by the government of Liberia. So you can respond to any of those issues.
Okay, I want to respond to all 3. But let me start with USAID. You know, they are bulk part of Africa. I think there are a lot of African countries now, their leaders are doing better. But I don't want to go to them. I want to go to us, Liberians. Here in America and in Liberia, you know, the whole deportation business, people are not reading. You know, the high HR can good sometimes in the village. But they are naked or even more than the people, the other children are really doing bad. They're back off. But those children, they don't show up. So that the high one can show up. I think Donald Trump is a good man. To be honest, I'm a dual citizen. I voted for Harris. I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but I like him. You know why I like him? Over 4,000 Liberians here in America came here during the 80s, during the 90s. It was the Defense Authorization Act passed by Congress during Donald Trump time that gave them pathway to citizenship. Liberians, sponsored by 2 leaders, Senator Robert Reed, Rhode Island, and Senator Tina Smith of Minnesota, and other congressional folks. Okay? Liberians, what you see now, But I said, don't talk about me. That's okay.
No.
The way you can talk it. Go back to Obama time. Obama is recorded as the #1 president in this country in modern time that deported the highest number of people out of this country. But he didn't talk it. So nobody cared about that. Then we come to USAID, like the other caller said, right? You the paper in the home. Every day you say you broke, you not get money. Every day you not get money. Every day you not get money. But you step out there, you coming home with shoes, brand new shoes, brand new coat suit. That is the situation with guy in Liberia.
Maybe somebody get it to the paper. Maybe somebody get it to the paper.
Yeah, I come here, nobody give it to him. What make it more embarrassing, nursing, and your partner? Where all the young people, the old people, the middle-aged people, people with disability, so much children gave their reason to bring the other 79-year-old public at the time, 80-year-old, to change the country story small, not plenty, just small. The public refuse to do it. So the point here is, the election commission will got between 9 and 10 with the USA at the building. The executive manager will got in that bureau there, that the British people money and American people money. Temple Justice, they don't want to renovate it. The Chinese people came and renovated Universal Library Friendly Campus. All that funny thing. So our own $1 billion that we pursuing right now we get 800+ million. What are you doing with it?
That's a great
point. Wake up in America here. We can wake up 6 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we go to work. We don't need that kind of money while the people making in Liberia. But they come be poor.
Let me hold you there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and take another person on the line here. We'll take just 3 more calls because we are out of time. Hello.
Oh, good morning.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. And let me say thanks to your panelists. I mean, your brilliant, patriotic, and nationalistic panelists for the brilliant discussion on national issue, most especially while confronting our beloved country.
What's
for the recognition for the
what's his name? Is that Poker Robber?
Yeah. And I joined you this morning for New Destinations.
You said what's your name again?
I'm Poker Robert.
Okay, Poker Robert.
Yeah, joined you this morning for New Destinations.
Poker, go ahead.
Come again?
Go ahead, Poker.
Okay. You see, we want to be very categorically and emphatically clear here about our own problem. We should not share blame on other people. Our problem is our problem. Like what other caller said. I can say I'm a father supporting his son, and I get his son money for shoe, and then my son buying a mountain climber. So if you can use extra means by buying mountain climber, then why should I embarrass myself even getting money continually for shoe? America can use their money and give it to us to at least to say, I think Liberia need a help. For our people can Nicodemously, criminally help themselves that the people can see a body. You think more of the criminal activity that our lawmaker, our government officials can do? You think the people can see it? You think America don't have an eye here?
Thank you, Poker.
Let me clear.
Thank you, Poker. I want to hold you there and take the last 2 calls now. 0555-101075 in the WhatsApp number. Rolling there. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, morning. Let's hear you.
How you doing this morning?
We okay.
Yeah, let me say thanks to everyone in the studio. I'm J. Abraham Plamasha, recording from that Mission, Marilyn Barrett. Yeah, so the issue that you were just discussing, like you see, America, the leadership in America was being with Liberia politics.
Mm-hmm.
When we told the people in America, testing online, showing for Donald Trump. They said they were voting for Donald Trump because Donald Trump.
My man, forget the people, their decision they made on our side. What do you make of the government of Liberia's position on this particular issue? Let this go out on the government. You forget about the American people on the government team. Go ahead.
Yeah, discourse is so we have to give some pieces of it. We have to give some pieces of it too.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So like In Liberia, it happened with Georgia region. We say, well, I want to Georgia, and for there to say, now we have for there our president, and we see things that he is doing, and other people call him and say he's not doing nothing more. He trying his possible best. You will not make 100%, but you score about 95% of his leadership. So, like you see, other people are calling and be criticizing the government. They don't know what the government is going through. There are a lot of constraints the government is facing right now because the former president lead the country in debt, and the president trying to take the country from in debt. So, if we're coming on a show discussing that, oh, the president is not doing well, the president is doing wrong, they want no.
Thank
you have to come to the issue. You have to discuss the issue. How best the president will be able to work and get the Liberian people as a citizen of Liberia to be criticizing the government.
Thank you. I hold you there and take this person from the WhatsApp line. Hello, you're live.
Hey, can you hear me, Nelson?
I can hear you, sir. You're live on the show.
Oh, so this is John, and thanks to all of you guys for a very brilliant discussion. I mean, you guys are really doing well. You're keeping us up. But just quickly, man, I know you don't have much time, but with the issue of salary increment, I think that's something very commendable. I think it's something that it's a process that can be sustained. So just tell me, Nelson, with Liberia's population of approximately 5 million, given the resources that we have, why do you think somebody in government should be making over 22,000, like the central bank governor, the chief justice? If we can ensure, for me, I believe in providing solutions for the government. If we can know that nobody in government earns more than 10,000 per month, we use that money, we make the government less attractive. Use the money and create jobs for the private sector. Open roads. Liberia can never improve without roads. When you build the road to the southeast, people will go to the southeast and make farm. When you build a road to Lofa County, people will go to Lofa County and make farm. You will be making government job less attractive. There will be no too much competition, but there's no job. So you have to be you have to be very critical, very technical in designing strategy.
Thank you.
So you say I think it's not something we should be happy about, but Liberia can do without needing so much from the outside world. Trust me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for your input tonight. We appreciate you. Well, folks, that's all the time we have tonight for calls and everything. We appreciate you. I see so many calls coming through all of our lines, but we just can't take your calls tonight. This is where we like to stop. But I appreciate you. We look forward to taking more of your calls tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to have some slots for our audience. We promised the folks that we're going to do that on Friday. So hopefully we'll do that tomorrow in Liberia time. We'll say today, or let's say on the next edition of the show. Let me put it that way, since we have different time zones from across.
Yeah.
So we will post the link in the comment section, and we'll afford some of our folks in the audience tomorrow to join us on the next edition of the show. But we can go ahead to do our closing now. Charles, you want to start, and then we'll just go by the queue. Just follow the queue.
Yeah, Nelson. Again,
so we get 1 minute each. So we'll be out of here because we're out of time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great show. And let me take at least 5 seconds of my 1 minute to respond to my brother Lane Lacour in the comment section. Lane, honestly, I don't have anything against the quote-unquote speaker, Richard Namwe Kun. Kun is from my district. I know him personally, and I feel that the fact that he will allow other members of the House to use him to disrespect the Constitution of our nation, the organic law, I think, in my opinion, he should have known better than that. And so with his representation, it's not even affecting the district. And so with that, that's my position with him. And I have nothing personal against him. So to the issue, again, to our people that we talk about on deportation list. Again, like I said previously, it hurt my heart to see our brothers and sisters going back home. Some of them that was in court process, some of them that was in home with no issues and have to find themselves on the list. I just feel so sad, for them. I feel so sad. But again, our government is on the right path to discuss with the U.S. government in ways that they can come up to a better understanding that our people will stay here, or even some of them will stay here. Those that have serious crimes, yes, can be deported to Liberia, but those that the government deemed necessary to stay, they can stay. I just think and hope and pray that it happened that way for our people. You say with the issue about you say, again, everyone always said it very loud and clear that you can't be wasting money, people walking and driving on money, and you expect other people to be giving you their money. It's completely unfair, and I think Liberians we deserve more. We deserve a lot, and it's in our country. Why can't we benefit from it? And it's just because we have evil leaders, and so with that, I want to say again, those CDC did it wrong. This government came to power to do it right. And if they're doing it wrong, therefore, the CDC government, the United Party government, we don't need any one of them. We need an alternative force to go to Liberia. Thank you very much, and God bless Liberia.
Josh.
Look, thank you guys, and thanks to the audience. Just something quickly I want to say. One of the callers called and said CDC left the country in debt, and that the present government is trying to take the country out of debt. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why will we come on here when we are trying to decipher things, and people will just come and say something that does not make any sense. America is in debt for $1 trillion. Every country, even we that live in the West, most things that you see us drive, ride, doing this, it's on credit. The big cars you see over here, it's on credit. We are paying every week or every month or every 2 weeks. That's what we're doing. That's how the economies work nowadays. So if you get borrowing power, all you need to do is to protect that power that you have, that credit rating that you have, so that you're able to credit more while you pay for the ones you have. That's how government works. So don't say Bouaka coming to take the country out of credit. It doesn't make any sense. Bouaka cannot take Liberia out of credit because he does not have money. He was living on loan before he came to the presidency. So all the people he called my brother and friend, they were there, and he used to be to his old house there in rehab. He used to be in a little fence. And he never used to go on birthday party. He never used to go on reunion to Sierra Leone, to an old school. So you stop making this noise. What I want to close on that, gentlemen, is that we have a country and with the president that you guys boasted up, because I see all the faces here boasted up for the 2 years experience that President Bouaka has or had, and that he was the right person for the job. Guys, just want you to go back to President Bouaka and tell him to do what he can so that our people can get light in their houses, because now people are complaining. Everywhere is dark. And that's not a Liberia we wanted to. I'm not saying that Georgia are going to make it heaven, no. But we took George we are there, or people took George we are there because it said Bouaka could fix it. And now Bouaka is in power. So we hope that he can do something. 1 year has already gone. We only got 5 more years to go. Maybe not less than 5 years now, because we're already past January. We're in February now. So let's hope that President Bouaka can turn this thing around, because if he cannot turn the ship around, look, we don't want him to be there, because we cannot have a sleeping boy in our executive mansion. Thank you. God bless you.
Sandy.
Well, a great show again tonight. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for being here, and those that are watching and listening to us. Thank you for always being here. Look, I go back to the government and say thank you for at least trying to increase the base salaries for our frontline workers. I also hope that, and pray that it's sustainable. It seems like there's a plan to sustain it. So I hope that it's sustainable. I hope that we can grow our revenue in the country. We can learn now, or we can improve our revenue generation in the country. That is not that everything about us is not solely dependent on the aids and loans and grants that we are getting from outside of Liberia. Now, in contrast to that, then we come to the issue of the USAID, suspension for 90 days. And now our entire government is crying, oh, we don't get drugs, or we don't get medical supply, and this and this. It is about time that we learn how to cut our coat according to our measurement. I will repeat, I love my country dearly, but I do not feel sorry for my country when grain or eggs have been taken away. Other people money, they are suspending it, and now you're starting to cry. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you when $44.7 million is going to legislators every year, or even more. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you when the LTA commissioner is making $15,449 every month. I don't feel sorry for you. I do not feel sorry for you if individuals are getting about $3,000 just to put gas in their generators every month. No, I don't feel sorry for you. We must learn how to cut our coat according to our measurement. We receive all those free monies, and they go to a few individuals, and the majority of us are struggling, and we are not focusing on building our infrastructure, sustaining our hospitals and our clinics. But we want to come in and say we should feel sorry for the country because USAID is suspending our programs in the country for 90 days. Yes, we can feel sorry for those that are employed by USAID. But let us hold our government accountable. America is not responsible for you. What if there was no aid coming outside of Liberia? Are you telling me an independent country will not be able to run and sustain the programs with all that money, all the resources we have? Mr. President, you failed your natural resources management. You failed that on the MCC compact. Maybe it's about time we look into that. We realign that. We re-strategize so that the money can stay in our country, so that we can sustain our programs without being entirely dependent on outside donations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Brian. Baby, you mute, brother. Unmute yourself. Unmute. Oh, yeah, you good.
First of all, I want to tell our panelists thank you ever so much for the brilliant topic tonight. And I want to just be thankful to our government for doing the great job that they are doing in the interest of our people. We know that everything will be difficult. Liberians love quick results. But let us manage our expectations. This government has come to rescue the Liberian populations. This government has come to put bread on the Liberian people's table. So let us, someone playing at the background.
Guys, can we all cut? There's something playing in the background with someone, I don't know who.
Okay, I think off. Quiet.
Yeah, I strongly believe that we as Liberians, we should be able to manage our expectations so that things will get better. Things will surely get better because this government is on the right side of history. This government is trying, look at the road network in our country. Someone crying about electricity. Anyway. That is the sedition for you guys. That is the seditions.
Thank you.
They will criticize, they will spin things upside down the best way possible. But we are not going to be deterred. We are here for any intellectual bullet. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I mean, we're not exchanging bullet. I think it was actually a good show, and I want to appreciate all of my fellow panelists for all of the ideas that was presented. And I think it is good for Liberia, for we young people to keep sitting around the table and cross-pollinating ideas, honestly, for the betterment of our country. I got attracted to the statement made by my own big brother, Abraham Kamara, talking about the Liberian people are wanting fast results. I want to inform him and his gang of propagandists from the United Party that the UP has one responsibility, and that is to rescue the Liberian people without a single excuse. So there is no opportunity for an excuse. Do the Liberian people job. Try to implement everything that you promised during the campaign, and stop presenting excuse. You see, in the Western world, I'm not a student of political science, but I follow international politics. When an institution is contesting, for example, a political party contesting for national leadership, they already have a plan, they have a work plan, they have implementation plan, and they have a well-defined roadmap for everything that they criticize. And that is what we expect, because quote unquote in Liberia, people say that the people from the CDC, they don't know book. The guys from the United Party, they're the educated guys. So we actually thought there was a well-structured plan to transform the living condition of our people and to ensure that the entire geomorphology of Liberia will be cultivated in the eyes of even the international community. So it is a shame for us to be hearing you guys providing all of the different kind of excuses for things that you guys are unable to do. It testifies to the exercise of insensitivity. You guys probably didn't understand the plight of the Liberian people. You guys overlooked the task to lead a disorganized country like Liberia. Yes, I say disorganized country like Liberia. And it is because of your insensitivity. That is the reason why you are running in all of the issues that you are running into right now. At the moment, the Liberian people thought they would have been making, the least government official would have been making more than $200 or $300. The President's State of the Nation address, he didn't speak to anything about labor. He didn't address anything about minimum wage. He didn't address some of the core issues that Liberian people are being faced with. Even issues that the government said that it is their major priority. If you look at the budget, which is the financial arm of the government priority, it should be able to financially dictate what the government is wanting to do. But the budget doesn't show that. The budget shows that 4% in government is making more money than all of the health institutions in Liberia. So which kind of rescue were you guys bringing? Were you guys trying to rescue yourself economically or rescue the Liberian people? I think instead of rescuing the Liberian people, what we are seeing from Joseph Boakai and the lack of the guys in government, they are only rescuing themselves economically because they were economically struggling. And I vividly remember Big Brother Louis Brown, the last time he spoke in Liberia, talking about retired suffering. And one thing that we didn't talk about today, Liberia campaign for the seat at the United Nations, I think that is something that we should try to talk about next week, because I have a very, very nationalistic opinion to share on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Let me do my 1 minute closing. Look, I will just close on a user issue. Look, I understand. I respect everybody's view and understanding concerning the issue, but let's look at the other side. We shouldn't look at only the government side. Let's look at the other people who have jobs, the Liberians who have jobs. We understand that you still help the country in so many ways, but the Liberian who working for UC in Liberia, who earning, you know what happened to them? That's a job creation over there. Let's look at that side. We just look at a representative making 50,000, other people making 25,000. Look, the only way the people will stop making that money except they amend the entire constitution on all that stupid benefit they get. That's the only way. But other than that, look, we can go out, we come out, we say people might not get Liberia aid, people might not do they want. Yeah, let's agree. But how about the people, the aid that coming to the people that are benefiting by working? The Liberian, the thousands of Liberians that are working on NGO. The thousands of Liberians. Let us pity for them. Look, we should just come here and say because the lawmakers, they are corrupt. They are the most corrupt people in Liberia. We get people making 3,000 for gas station. We get people making all those things. We came here. We get ideas how the government can generate funds when it comes to gasoline, government car, and other things. But the people don't want to listen. We agree. But let us talk the fact. The Liberian who over there working for UC, how they going to live? No job in the country. That's where some of them been there for decades. They're working with NGO to sustain them and their family. And now you still living. You know what happened to them? We shouldn't come back and say, because the government did the government, that's why it shouldn't happen, my brother. We agree. We're not here to argue that the government is not corrupt. We're not here to argue that the funding that you say giving is not being used properly for the benefit of Liberians. It's not our argument. Our argument is job creation for our Liberian people. How many Liberians today when you say they close, they already close for 90 days? How many Liberians will just sit there going to work? How do we feed our family? How do children will go to school? Let us look at that aspect. Let us forget about the politics side. Let us be realistic. This is wrong. We understand. We know our country going through. We know our people, like everybody making an example. You say must stop giving money to Liberia, we don't know aid. Okay, we know Liberia is an independent country. We shouldn't relax on other nations for assistance. Sandy, I agree, my brother. But then look at right now, how many job creation you get in your country? How many companies you get in your country that today we can boast 75% of the youth in Liberia working? We're going for ourselves. That is 50%. No. If you take an NGO from out of Liberia, you know how many people will go back to starter course? Let us be realistic. Let us focus on the real
you were so tired. They're not listening to you.
No, but I'm just that's why we appealing in the letter. That's why we appealing. We saying our thing, and we our congressmen and women, they are talking. We listen to the press conference. They are giving our opinion on the issues. So look, it will not just wipe away. It will come back, and our people will work. The Liberian will go back to work, who work with NGO and other sectors. They will go back to their working places and they will work. For me, that's my point. That's my point tonight.
So Moba, you took advantage of the situation. Moba is moderating. Moba is doing his closing. He gave everyone 1 minute, but Moba Moba, this is corruption. It's been a great show. It's been a great show.
Yeah,
Chris. Choco, you talking to me?
No, I think Charles called my name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay, Choco. I wanted to tell you, but it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you remain here. The after show, you can tell them, man, all the other it's been a great show. We look forward to being here tomorrow. Like we stated, tomorrow we will put the link in the comment section for some of our followers to join us and be on set and discuss the issues. Sandy will co-moderate tomorrow, and then we can look forward to. Sandy has been that person always pushing the case for our audience. When we try to forget, he said, "You remember we promised that."
That's a big great.
Yeah. I like new ideas, new minds. Let's bring new people on.
So we look forward to getting the guys on tomorrow. So, but until then, I think it's been a great show. Thank you for being here, Charles. Thank you, Chokon. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you to our dear brother, AB. And of course, Moba. We appreciate Josh. As